and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. This is episode 175, and I'm Jessica, aka Naturally Nitty.
And I'm Lena, also known as Starnits. Today is June 21st, and this is our weekly podcast.
Hey.
If this is your first time watching, welcome. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back.
Yep. So grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us. I have no mojo. Do you have any?
Yes. Well, yes. I finished a dishcloth.
That's mojo. It works.
I'm sewing in the ends right now, but I finished it probably a week ago.
I like those colors.
Yeah, I have this big cone, and I need to knit more dishcloths because I need to.
I do too. Mine are starting to get very holy.
Mine are pretty gross, so.
I soak mine in vinegar before I wash them, and then they don't smell.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like a couple glugs of vinegar and like some water, and I let them sit for a day before I throw them in the wash, and it works really well. And you can totally tell if you don't do that, because for some reason that cotton likes to hang on to like icky smells.
Yeah. And they get kind of like grimy after a while.
Yeah, the vinegar totally takes care of that.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah. There's your public service announcement for dishcloths.
So like half a cup of.
I just I have a big old jug and I go glug glug glug. I have it in like little, I don't know, pan basin thing, and I put them in there. I usually save a couple because I use a couple, every couple of days, and then glug glug glug, and then I fill it with water so they're covered. It's not a science or anything.
How long do you let them soak?
Usually a day. Sometimes I forget about them for 2 days. Or until the next load of towels or something needs to be washed. Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, so I just wrote that down, and it will be in your mojo.
Sweet.
In our show notes.
I'm sorry, my video's frozen.
I know it's not mine, because we can talk about this in randomness, but I upgraded to the next level of...
Ooh, we've been talking about it. Oh, it's back. But it's under, because we live with Dad. So it's under his name, so he has to call charter and...
He's been busy.
Deal with all that.
Okay. So,
anyways.
Spinning.
I'm spinning currently. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but my wheel's not loud. I changed out my wheel for the sidekick because they sent me. I showed you the actual wheel last time, I believe.
Yeah.
But I had to take it all apart, and it's kind of crazy because like the whole thing just like came apart, and I replaced it all by myself. I followed instructions. I felt really cool doing it. Anyways, so it's not clunking anymore, and I'm excited about that. Anyways, so I started,
So what are you going to do with the extra wheel?
I want to, this is it. I want to take these, bars off.
Yeah.
And maybe like hang it on the wall or do something cool with it. Or someone said to make put glass on each side and make a side table with it or something.
I was thinking if you took the hole and you made it and hung it from a chain from the ceiling, you could use it as a drying rack.
Ooh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, I want to do something with it. It's a hefty wheel. It's probably a couple pounds. But I like it. Anyways, so I'm spinning. This is Cloud Lover fiber, I believe. Ugh. I have a whole nother one. Sorry. The colorway is Tortuga.
Tortuga.
Which I think is fun. Yeah. Cloud Lover, and it's BFL. So yeah. And I'm spinning that. Not thin or anything, just kind of It'll probably be a worsted weight when I'm done with it. So I remember seeing it when I ordered it, and I thought, ooh, because I like orange, and I thought it was fun. And then I got it, and I was like, I'm not so sure about it. And now I'm spinning it, and I'm kind of like, we'll see. So I'm spinning this braid as is, and the other one I'll split lengthwise, either 4 or 6 or some odd amount of.
So it's like fractal?
Yeah. I have no idea what I'll do with it, but I guess there's some purple in it, but it's kind of boyish colors too, because this is like a dark blue, though there's a little bit of purple in there, but
it's like rich jewel tones, so
yeah, with orange. I like it, but I don't know. It's not my favorite, but I'm spinning it. I've also been working on with my mini spindle. It's my purse project. I've showed you guys a bunch of times. Some Rolags. I probably have 1 more ounce to go, and then I can ply them together. But that I started forever ago, so it will be like a detention project if I ever finish it. Though, okay, so speaking of spinning, Tour de Fleece starts on the 2nd of July.
I know. I thought I missed it, and I looked, and I did not.
Yes, so the 2nd till the 24th, I believe, and there's like 2 break days. But I'm excited.
I am also. What teams are you joining?
I haven't joined anything. I haven't been online much because my computer, seriously, it takes forever to get online. Like, I have so many issues with it, so I have not been on Ravelry much at all. But I'll probably join the Shot Spinners, Acreworks because of my bobbins, Turtle Made because of my spindles, and then the House Cup.
Yeah, I'll probably do Turtle Made and the House Cup. Like, I was just talking with Jen the other day. That's Turtle Made.
Yeah.
And I was just telling her how I love her drop spindles, basically.
I know.
But no, we were talking about, like, we have some shows in common that we do both. But, yeah, so I'll probably join hers if she has one.
I think she does.
And then maybe...
I was on hers last year.
It works, but I don't have any of his bobbins. I need to get some for my Ashford, because now that he has the Ashford bobbins, that's the wheel that I need.
Can we just say what I want about Acreworks? Have you seen that flat pack Lazy Kate?
Yeah.
It looks totally awesome. It's finally ready for production.
Oh,
or for buying. It's expensive, but it's totally cool. Sorry.
I have no excuses, but I've not been spinning much. I am still actually plying that loop bat. It's taking a lot, like, because it was like almost 6 ounces of fiber that I spun pretty thin, and I'm plying it.
Navajo.
It's probably going to be a worsted. I'm doing Navajo ply. It might be a light worsted.
DK or something.
But it's just taking forever to apply, and I just haven't had a lot of time to do that. I've been doing a lot of work stuff. But I did get this in the mail today. So this is the only magazine that I subscribe to. Like, I did used to subscribe to the Spinning by Interweave Knits or whatever it's called, and I never really liked it. So then when JC Boggs came out with Ply 2 years ago, I was one of, I subscribed when it first released.
Yeah, me too.
And I got it, and I really like it. And I've actually advertised in about once a year. I'll advertise in here for my fiber bags for Star Knits. I could probably do it more than that, but traditionally I get my act together and then advertise about once a year. But yeah, so I like it because a lot of magazines you get anymore will be all advertisements and only have a few articles.
Yeah.
But like with Ply, she has a ton of articles and information, and it's almost like a book with all the information it is. And then there's a few advertisements, but
What is this one? I think I need to resubscribe. I think my subscription is up. I think I got an email. So I don't know if I'm getting that one or not.
You can probably, if you go do it around now, you'll get it. Because I got the email and then I did. But I like it because then there's only...
like 2 or 3 pages of that, right?
Pages of like major things. But I like it because it's like indie people who do it. So, you know, pretty cool. And a lot of these I recognize, like the Homestead Hobbyist. I like have met them. Like I was at their first show. They went to Indie Knit and Spin, and that was their first show. They're like a nice, they're 2 nice guys. And then some of them are fat fiber people, so it's pretty cool. You know, like getting to know the actual independent artists is pretty cool. But yeah, so this one's all about worsted. I actually just opened this right before we started podcasting, so I haven't actually looked at it yet, but I got it and I'm excited for it. It looks pretty cool. Like it's all about bulky stuff.
That's fun.
And I follow her on Instagram, so I see like pictures of like their prep. Like they'll be like, oh, we were taking pictures, and you know, they'll have that, you know, so it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm not going to look through it because I'll get distracted. So yeah, that's all we have for spinning. So up next is sewing. I actually have sewn a little bit. I'm working on a fat fiber collaboration. That's like a new thing that Chris is doing. She took over fat fiber from Jessie, and she started doing some different things, like a fat fiber collaboration where if you've been in the fat fiber within like the past 6 months, you can apply to be part of a collaboration. So then people can buy like a kit, like a full size.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so this time I'm making spinning buckets for the theme in August, I think it is.
Very cool.
So that's cool.
I totally failed and did not get my samples in for this month. I don't know why. Things just, summer hit and like we've just kind of been busy and crazy and
yeah, that's the thing I need to talk about because I have having the same thing here. Like for school, I mean, school was in session. I would work in the morning, break for lunch, and then work in the afternoon until they came home, and then work after they went to bed. But since they've been home, I've been kind of like hanging out and not working.
Yeah.
I need to get back into the habit of that. So. Okay, next up, binging.
I haven't really been binging on much.
So we're kind of, like, as a family, we kind of went through the Marvel movies.
Okay.
And we started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a pretty cool show. Bella really likes it. But I finished watching The Returned. It's like, it used to be like a French show, because they have that on Netflix too, but this one, it's like these people die, but then they come back for whatever reason.
Okay.
And it's kind of interesting. Like the one is twins. There's these 2 girls. There's twins, and the one died, and the one did not. So the one that died comes back, but she's like 13 or 14. However old she was when she died, and her sister's now like 20.
That's weird.
So it's kind of cool, but they like matched the actors up really good, I thought. So that was pretty cool. And then I started watching this show called Bletchley Circle. It's about like after World War II. Well, it's about these ladies who in World War II they worked for the government, like code breaking.
Okay.
and then it's after the war, and they can't talk about it, but then they start solving crimes. Like, it's interesting, and it's all based in England, so
that's cool.
It's cool. So it's like 47 or 48, or maybe it's later than that. Maybe it's in the 50s, but it's pretty interesting. I think I watched them all, but I don't. I think there's only 2 seasons online. It's a PBS show. But then I was like, oh, I should watch something. And I was like, I see this, like, advertisement for Jane the Virgin. So I was like, I'll see if it's good. So I started watching it. It is hilarious.
I always see commercials for it because it's on either before or after some show that I watch.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's hilarious. So it's like this girl, and it's like kind of like a Spanish, what are those shows? Telemundo shows. But like, it's just funny. It's hilarious. I like it. So I've been watching that and laughing because it's funny.
How many episodes or how many seasons are on Netflix?
I think 2 maybe. I'm only in the first season. And by binging, I mean like 2 shows in a row because I don't have time to do much more than that. And it's going to go down more from that when I start working again because I, like I said, I haven't been working. So, but I've been listening. I finally started listening to a book called Bill the Vampire. The series is called The Tome of Bill. And Hazel, which she's Hazel Baby on Ravelry, she was saying she was watching it. So I like got it, and it's pretty funny. He's like a total nerd, and it's just like dry, sarcastic humor. It's funny.
It's a book series, you say?
Yeah, like this guy gets turned into. I'm in the first book, and so far I'm enjoying it, but like, I haven't been working much, so I haven't been listening much either.
Okay.
So, yeah. But that's all. So we could go to randomness now.
Okay. I had a dye day, which I guess this could have went to spinning, but whatever, with Lauren, our sister-in-law. She wanted to learn how to dye and stuff, and she wanted to stock up a little bit before Tour de Fleece because she just got a wheel a little while ago, so she's going through fiber faster than with a drop spindle, which is normal. Anyways, so we had a dye day, and excuse me, normally when I dye stuff for my Rolex, I just dye like 8 ounces to a pound of a color, you know, like a solid-ish color, so that I can use it for Rolex making. But now I use my new hotel pans that I got for the first time, and I actually like dyed fiber, like a braid of fiber, so you could spin it. So I'm going to show you a couple different things.
Oh, cool. So are you going to sell those, or are they just...
No, I'm going to spin them. We did 2, like, I had a bunch of different... This is merino. So this is one of mine. She did a bunch of other ones. She has them at home. And I didn't plan anything out. I was just like, hey, let's do this and this and this. And I just kind of went with it. So that was fun. That was merino. This is my second merino braid. This one was fun. I kind of had it laid out, and I just like crazily dyed it. I didn't do anything special to it, but it's all kind of almost speckly and stuff. I think it's going to be a fun spin. And then this one is BFL. Most of mine are here. I'll show the knot. This is a Falkland. Oh, I think they're back. Shoot. Anyways, this is a Falkland. I'm not crazy about this color. I don't know what I'll do with it. Spin it or not. Not sure. This one is BFL, but it's all greens.
Oh, that's cool.
Into a dark gray green that I mixed, and I'm gonna make something for Truby out of it. Here, he claimed it. You guys need to leave. Outside. Because.
You're like,
And be quiet. Anyways. This is another one. DFL. All blues and stuff. I kind of was going with the fact that I didn't have much fiber. Hold on. Please be quiet. The famous back from the beach. Go away. I realized I didn't have many boy colors, so that's what I dyed a lot of. Stop staring at me. That's Truby. Do you want to come say hi? Careful. Ooh, it's my coffee.
Hi. We
Hi.
just went swimming at Lake Michigan.
did you have fun at the beach?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, go away now. Here's another one. My lighting is really crappy in here, I realize.
That looks like mulberry.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. And then this one reminds me of like a skater girl. It's like grays and some hot pink and blue. And then this one, this last one.
Are you going to turn that in for classes?
I guess I could. I probably should, because the only other thing I'm doing is the one spinning project I have going on.
You should. 'Cause
So
you can turn in dyeing for classes.
yeah, I should figure it out where I can put them. Yeah, but that's it for the dyeing. But I haven't dyed like that in forever, so it was fun. And the kids, Lauren came over.
Did you dye for your shop, or you just dye for yourself?
What?
Did you dye for yourself or for your shop?
For myself.
I mean, you didn't do any dyeing for your shop?
I did like last week that I have to make into Rolex, but all those ones, I don't want to get into like for my shop.
Oh.
Set up to like do it regularly. That's my
Yeah.
thought. No,
Okay, so
all those are for me, just me. And I figure I'll cruise through those for Tour de Fleece. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, so Lauren came over, and she dyed a bunch of stuff too, and the kids watched Jude for her, kind of. But it was fun. It was a good time.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't. I dyed Madison's hair.
I saw your girls have some
That was
crazy colored hair. That's awesome. How did you do like the two colors?
Well, first we did a kit, and from Walmart, it was like the splat dye kit, but they never have enough color or bleach in those kits, so I would not recommend buying them.
Okay.
Even for Bella's hair, which hers is not as thick as ours, and hers isn't as long as Madison's, there wasn't enough. So then we went to Sally Beauty and bought like the color from there, and just did it ourselves. So I just like dyed half of her hair purple, and then the bottom like turquoise, and Bella's was bubblegum pink, and then berry blast.
That's crazy. So you have to bleach it all first?
Yeah. Which isn't a problem. Like,
No.
after, you know, like when they go back to school, because they're not allowed to have colored hair at their school, I'll just use a color remover if there's any color left, and then just re-dye over their hair.
Like brown or whatever.
But yeah, so we did that, and Madison had camp. So this summer's going really fast. So Madison had camp. The same week Bella had VBS. And that's why we didn't podcast last week, because it was like super busy.
Right.
And then the garden, we put in our garden. Did I tell you this last time? I don't know, but we put in the garden, and then I had like plywood left over that I had Andy cut, and we put in a second garden.
Okay.
Extra plants that we didn't get to plant in our regular garden. And so I bought like these, I went and bought like pre-grown plants, like, you know, the little seedlings.
Starter ones, yeah.
And I thought I was buying cauliflower, but when I got home, I realized it was cabbage. So, I don't really like cabbage, but actually I like it. Like when you go to a Mexican restaurant, instead of lettuce, they put cabbage in it.
Yeah.
So I think I might be making tacos and stuff.
Good. We just had fish tacos last night. I know you don't like fish, but Joe made a cabbage and mango slaw to put on it. So good. Mm.
That sounds good. You'll have to have him send me the recipe.
It was super easy. I think it was just like shredded cabbage and little chunks of mango, which he did fresh ones. But he said at the restaurant, because they have Latin night every like third Friday of the month or something, they use frozen mangoes and they just cut those up because it's easy. And then some red onion and some mayonnaise and lime juice and probably salt and pepper. Super easy. I mean, it's not spicy or anything, but it's good.
Good. Sounds good.
It was yummy.
That sounds really good now.
And then you have pico de gallo, which is like spiceless salsa typically. Which I would have preferred to put some like jalapenos in there, but whatever.
Yeah. I planted some banana peppers and regular peppers and tomatoes, and like I rearranged my garden so that like different plants are in different spots now.
We planted our garden. I don't know if I did that the last time we podcasted, but we always get the starter plants because we've tried a couple years to do it from seed, and I never start them early enough for them to get big enough. Like,
you need a greenhouse.
Yeah, but we don't do that. So we just buy, you know, the little starter plants. Though I don't know if we went shopping late this year, but like everything was so picked over, it wasn't even funny. Like, I don't know. So we don't have that great of a variety. But we have some tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, squash. I totally forgot to plant beans and peas, which I totally wanted to do this year, and I didn't.
Those you can buy from seeds. I did those from seeds, and mine are already sprouting.
But can you do them now? Like, isn't it late? Like, our neighbors have them, and they're already, like, huge that they planted from seeds.
It'll just be a later crop.
Maybe I will then.
Because they're a fast crop. Like, you can, like, with the square foot gardening, they say, like, once you start them, you can keep, like, that and lettuce, you can keep planting over and over.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I'll get some seeds and plant
like
those.
The rabbits really like the beans and peas, so I had Madison look up a rabbit deterrent, and she made this, like, garlic hot sauce mixture with water that you spray on the stuff to keep them away.
There you go.
Because they don't like, and they like cabbage, but they don't like cucumbers, or, we looked it up. Some of the stuff that they don't like we have, but they do like the beans and stuff. So I have her spraying that like every couple of days.
And it's helped?
If they haven't eaten them yet.
Well,
and there's
cool.
a lot of rabbits in our yard because our dog sucks.
So yeah, so maybe I'll need to plant those, but we've also been wanting to put up our pool.
So what?
But so our dad has called so many different tree removal places because we want to take down 4 different trees in our yard that are like huge.
Yeah.
And finally got one, scheduled it. They were supposed to be cut down on the 15th. Do you know what the date is today? The 21st. They are not cut down yet. I'm so pissed because we wanted to put up our pool, but I was like, well, since it's coming so early to cut the trees down, I don't want to get sawdust and all that crap in the pool and then have it like be a pain to clean out. You know what I mean?
Did you call them?
Yeah, he has a couple times. The first day that they were supposed to was like rainy, so they didn't come, and then they were going to come the next day, and then they actually like pulled up and I saw them, And they like got out, looked, and then they like went away. And I was like, what's going on? Anyways, so I don't know. We'll see if they come this week. But I think I'm just going to put the pool up and say, well, because I want it up and ready. Because you guys are coming in like, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, for the 4th. Bella has camp next week. And then we pick her up on Friday. And then we're going to drive on Saturday to come see you guys. And we're going to stay for a week. Andy wants to go to a game with Dad and Joe and Gabe and probably Truby. He's probably old enough now. So we might, and he said like they're playing that Saturday, I think. So maybe we'll be staying for like a week and a day or two.
Cool. I'm down with that. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna put the pool up. We have to like dig a little bit because the pool we have now is bigger.
Oh.
We got the 18-foot one from his mom instead of the 12-foot one. So it's going to be bigger and deeper.
Bella is excited to swim.
But it's been hot here. Like, had I known they were going to putz around with the trees, I would have put it up before the kids even got out of school so that it, you know, could warm up and stuff. And now it's like
and like yell at them because that's not cool.
Mad.
I don't know how you can do a business like that.
There's so many of them. They're so busy though. I don't know if just everyone wants the trees cut down, but like my dad said, like half the people he called, their voicemail mailboxes were full.
So here's my question: what do they do with the tree? Do they take it and use it for firewood, or do they leave it with you?
I think you can do a number of different things. Like, we are going to keep some of the wood, but I don't know if we're keeping all of it. Like, the one tree is literally like I'm not even kidding when I'm saying it's like this big around. It's huge.
I know. I've been at
and it's ginormous, and I can't wait to not have to rake those stupid leaves. I mean, we're still going to have a lot because we have more trees in the back, but I'm excited.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, so I was supposed to have surgery. I didn't. Because of insurance things, you have to go to your primary doctor, which I don't actually have one because I'm not actually sick. So, I mean, besides having cancer, I'm not sick, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have high blood pressure or any of that stuff that I have to go to a doctor all the time. Yeah. And, you know, like, what's the point of going to a doctor if you're not sick? Anyways, so my new surgery date is July 19th, which is a Tuesday. So that one is set in, and that should be held, if that makes sense. So, yes. I think last time we talked, I was making paper beads.
Yes.
So I made them into stitch markers.
They're so cute.
And I need to take pictures of them.
I want some.
So I can do an update with my stitch markers. I made some, those, I showed you the knitting ones. I have some crochet ones too. You know, because I use both. But I was looking on Amazon because I have a huge light tent. This is like totally dumb, I know. I was looking on Amazon and I have a huge light tent. And for working on the table, easy. Like usually I take all my pictures outside in the daylight. So I was looking on Amazon for a smaller light tent for like the smaller things, because if I'm taking pictures of bigger bags, I need the bigger one. But if I'm doing my smaller bags or stitch markers, I don't necessarily need a huge light tent. So I think I'm going to have to get a smaller one eventually. But I found one on Amazon that comes with lights.
Ooh.
And everything for like only a few dollars more than if you just buy the tent. So I'm like, I'll just get that. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Oh, we celebrated Father's Day last night. We went to a Pirates game because for Mother's Day we went to Maryland Sheep and Wool. So Andy picked going to a Pirates game and we went last night. It was a lot of fun. It was like super hot though. It was like 94 all day, and we went to the game, and it was a night game, and it's like right in Pittsburgh. It's right on one of the rivers, so there was a nice breeze, but it was still really hot. And like we left, and it like only cooled down to like 81. I hate when it's like hot like that. So, but it was fun. They won, and that was good.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that's what's been going on here. Like, I have, Bella has camp next week. So that'll be interesting.
We don't know if we're sending the kids to camp. I never signed them up, and I don't know.
It's a lot. Did you sign them up for their, like, swimming lessons in the summer?
No, I haven't done anything. No, they keep bugging me. Though Gabe doesn't want to do swimming lessons anymore.
Because I remember last year we had to schedule podcasting around that.
I know. I want to get him in a couple just to, like, refresh him. I don't think I'll do it all summer long, but especially Truben, because he wasn't a fluid.
Yeah.
Whatever. He couldn't swim. I mean, he can, but not all the way. But yeah. So yeah, I still have to do that. Leah's taking a scrapbooking class.
Progress.
What?
We totally skipped over works in progress.
Oh, what are you working on? I'm not working on anything.
Well, I just started this. But no, I'm working on my order mission, which I was going to talk about this. This is why I thought of it.
Good for you.
So we can just leave it in random. So I'm working on my order mission, which I'm test knitting a shawl.
It's pretty.
But I was messaging Dawn of Fairy Tale Knits, this is the shawl she's making, and it's the yarn I'm using.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I am on this one bell, like, you do, like, short rows, and I'm on this one part, and I have, like, a longer way to go, and this is all the yarn I have left. And she was like, oh, I have enough left to make, like, a cowl. I'm like, well, what gauge am I supposed to be working on? So I think I might have to rip and redo it, which really sucks.
It does.
But I don't mind too much because I really like the yarn. But it sucks because it's my order mission.
So how much smaller of a gauge are you supposed to get if
I don't know. It wasn't in the pattern. Like, she wrote the pattern, and I'm like testing it for her. So like, gauge is something that she needs to add. So she was gonna measure hers and let me know.
Unless you need to use 2 balls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the pattern has like 2 balls already, but like, you don't start the other color till you get to the lace.
I see.
So I don't know.
That stinks.
I'm guessing it's a way tighter gauge than what I'm knitting.
What needle size are you on?
So you start with size 8, and I'm on 9s now, and then I'll switch to 10s, and then I'll switch to the other yarn. So I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. It's looking really good.
I like it.
So far.
I like how it knits up. Her yarn, I like that it doesn't pool. Like, I like the way it knits up.
Yeah, she does tie-dye yarn. So the colorway that I'm using is Zombie. In the Queen's Worsted.
Very cool.
And then that blue color that I held up is Midnight.
Okay.
Also in Queen's Worsted. So, like, I really like her yarns.
Yeah.
So, anyway. But that's what I'm working on.
Cool.
Like, I totally derailed our randomness to talk.
Well, randomly, we were fishing. We've been going out fishing a lot and stuff. Since we went one Sunday morning for a free fishing day, and then Joe got his fishing license. And anyways, we were out. I think it was actually on Father's Day. We went out to a local. It's just a little pond, but like you have to be under 16 to actually fish there, and you only have like they're like little couple-inch things, nothing you can keep. But it was super hot out that day, so we're all out there fishing and blah blah blah. But then the sun went down, and it seriously like dropped like 20 degrees, I swear, and it's cold. And Leah's like, I'm cold. Do you have anything? So I pulled out one of my knitted sweaters. I forget what pattern it is, but it's one that has the flaps that can, like, go over. What are you bringing outside? Sorry. And she's like, I really like this. Can you make me one? I was like, okay. And I was like, do you want it with hand spun or with, you know, just regular yarn? And she's like, well, I don't know. I just want it purple. I'm like, okay. So she wants me to make her a sweater.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then she was like going on and on and on about it like the whole night. I'm like, just chillax. She's like, can you actually make this unlike the other times you say you're going to make me things? I'm like, nah. Like, you like, they always ask for things, but then I'll make them and then they don't use them. Like, she's like, but a sweater I'll totally use. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I probably won't start that this month or next month either.
So I forgot to tell you too, I started warping my loom finally for my bath mats. I know. Don't fall off your chair.
Little brat. My children have been very naughty. We have taken away all their Kindles and locked them away. Locked them in a locker with a lock. And along with Xbox controllers, because we would wake up if I sleep in a little bit to Gabe being downstairs, like, totally gaming without even asking. And, like, there'd be times when I'm like, where's Gabe? Or where are the kids? And they'd be like, downstairs, gaming away. And I'm like, nuh-uh, you have to ask. You cannot just spend all day long doing stuff. And they've been so, like, So yeah, so we locked them away. I probably should schedule those swimming lessons so they can get out and use some of their energy.
Yeah, that's funny. Like, I keep finding the girls on their Kindles, and I'm like, no, 30 minutes, and then they get annoyed with me.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So you went quiet there for a minute at the end.
I'm sorry, people.
Okay, so maybe we should just end it?
Yes. I'm trying to, like, get it on so that we can actually see each other. Okay. Yes. I was just going to say we've locked their Kindles up, and I don't know if they're going to get them back this summer or not. Either way, have a good week or two.
Yeah. See you guys hopefully next week.
Bye.
Bye.